Hey folks, my name is Jürgen, aka Not I'm Proud of It, and Destiny has brought you to my channel today to enjoy a spoiler-free review of Predator Badlands. Yes, a new Predator movie. I was looking forward to this one. I actually love the Predator franchise. Of course, Arnold Schwarzenegger's Predator. I grew up with that one, and that one was absolutely fantastic in my opinion. And I really love Predator 2 as well, because I really love Danny Glover and what he has done with the franchise, and that he's fighting against the Predator for 2 hours as a normal guy. And I think that movie in the end was really surprising and new, and I really liked that one too. I also liked some of the following Predator installments. Personally, I liked Alien vs. Predator, and that is a bit connected to Predator Badlands in its setup. I will tell you why in a second. And I liked, for example, Robert Rodriguez's Predator, or Predators it was called, I think, from Robert Rodriguez, and I liked it a lot because it was like on a different planet, and yeah, there was a lot of stuff going on we hadn't seen yet. And I think it was a cool premise as well, that we had like different characters with different skills fighting the Predator. And that one actually is a bit connected to Predator Badlands as well. I have to say, the director, Dan Trachtenberg, I hope it's okay if I call him Trachtenberg, because that's how I would pronounce it, Dutch, German. Yeah, I have seen Prey, and I might be one of the few ones who didn't like that one that much. I think it was okay, but I don't think it was the fantastic movie everybody claims it is. Personally, movies and how you perceive movies is a very personal thing, and Prey just wasn't really resonating with me. I don't know why. I haven't seen the animated one by Trachtenberg yet. I'm looking forward to that one. I've seen a few trailers, and that one actually looked pretty good. But I have seen trailers of Badlands before I went to see it at the press screening, and I was very excited about it because I think it looked really cool. I'm a big fan of science fiction movies. I love them in general, and I think there are not enough of them. So every good science fiction movie I can get my hands on, I watch multiple times, over and over. My favorite movie is Aliens, and I think I've seen that one more than 40 times in my life, and I still can't get tired of it. So I'm very connected to the franchise. This is not an Aliens versus Predator thing. I think Trachtenberg told you in his interviews before the movie came out that it is, of course, loosely connected to the universe, and that is by Weyland-Yutani Synthetics, because obviously in the trailer you see there is one that is interacting with the Predator, who is playing the main character Beck, and I think that is the only connection. There's no xenomorph here in this movie, and this is no spoiler because that has been told before the movie came out. Let me generally tell you what the movie is about, again, without trying to use any spoilers, because we're going to keep it to things we have seen in the trailer or we have heard in interviews before the movie came out. So we got Beck, who is the main character, who is a Yautja. I think that's how they are called. Personally, I have not heard that phrase before describing the Predators. Maybe I've missed it in Prey, or maybe it's a thing that came up in the other movie by Trachtenberg, the other Predator movie. I'm gonna call the Predators for the remainder of the review, just because that's a little easier for me. I'm old. I have difficulties getting used to things. But the Yautja actually are the protagonists. So they are the ones that the movie is about, and not passively, like we've seen in the previous Predator movies. They are hunters. They normally do not speak that much. They normally are there to be the enemy. And this time, actually, we start on the Yautja home planet, and we get a little bit of a backstory for Beck. his family, and what drives him. And that is done really, really well. I wished for this in science fiction movies and series that are actually having different races, different universes that they could explore, and they never did. Star Trek, for example, I think it is an absolutely missed opportunity that we have never seen a Klingon show, and the closest we came was in Deep Space Nine, when the Klingons were like invading the Gamma Quadrant. I'm drifting off. This is a Predator review, no worries, just to compare. And we got a couple of episodes on a Klingon warbird, and that would have been a really cool thing. This time, we're getting a Predator movie from the perspective of a Predator. So this is really fucking awesome. I really love that idea. I love that approach. And I think it's very cool. So we get to see the home planet. We get to see how the Predator family unit works. And we get to see Beck heading out for his first hunt for different reasons. You will see those in the first 10-15 minutes of the movie. And this is something I really, really appreciated. First of all, the movie starts out with a big action scene. I love that as well. If a movie actually draws me in, which doesn't happen that much anymore, I think a movie should have a good opening, draw you in, grab you by the neck, and keep you watching. And this movie actually did this very, very well. So from the beginning, I was already like, oh, this looks good. This might be awesome. And it actually turned out to be really good. Yeah, this is no spoiler neither. I like the movie. I think you can see it from my reaction. So Beck is heading off, and he's visiting a planet, and of course he's going for a hunt there, and he's hunting for a certain beast, a certain creature, and on his hunt he encounters Tia, and Tia is actually played by Elle Fanning. And she's playing a Weyland-Yutani synthetic. So in theory, we're in the Aliens Predator crossover realm here. But again, you don't see any xenomorphs. This basically sums up the general direction of the movie. Those two actually get to know each other, of course, over the course of the movie. And you see a personal interaction between them throughout the movie that is growing as well. So this is done really well. So again, that sums up a bit the general direction of the movie, the general story of the movie. And I think story-wise, it is done quite well. It's nothing too crazy or too innovative, and nothing we have not ever seen before. Some things were like, oh, okay, this might lead to this, and that actually led to this. So you can at a certain point in the movie kind of see where it's going, but still, it's about how it's worked out. And it's worked out pretty well. It worked out well, and it has been worked out, or it has been built pretty well. That's what I mean. What did I think of the movie in general when it comes to being a good sci-fi movie? Like I said, the action was good. The setting was good. The approach was good, because now we get to see the perspective of one of the predators for once. The visuals, personally, on the planet where Beck is hunting are okay. The world is very rich and very full of new and strange things, which I really, really liked. How that all looks is sometimes a bit computer generated, which obviously it is, but a bit more like video game quality. And again, not meant in a negative way. It didn't drag me away from the positive experience, but it's not a movie that's on par with high-end sci-fi movies when it comes to visuals. At least that's my personal opinion. I've seen it in IMAX 2D, and normally the quality should be really good. And the how sharp it is, how bright it is, and everything is a bit blurry and not that well visible, and that might add to the planet Beck is on and the threat that planet forms towards him or is towards him. So it might be intentional, but it might be a bit of a workaround as well, because the budget might not have been there for more and better CGI. I think the parts where we see a little bit more of Weyland-Yutani, and again, without giving you any spoilers, look pretty cool. There are some things you recognize from other movies, not necessarily only the Predator franchise, but also the Alien franchise. I think that has been done quite well. I enjoyed that part, and when you see it, you will, if you have seen the other movies, Alien and Aliens and these kind of movies, then you might see it as well, and I think you might like this. I also think that the soundtrack was pretty generic. Sometimes something is really awesome about the soundtrack, and music adds a lot to a movie. And I think that one, was good. It fit the scenes, it fit the vibe and the look and feel in general of the planet they have been on, but it wasn't extraordinary. And sometimes I have the need for a little bit more coolness, which is achieved by a good soundtrack or an epic song or these kind of things. Think about Guardians of the Galaxy, the opening scene. I mean, the opening scene, very action orientated, very cool, very stylish, good music, him with his headphones. And a scene like this already sets the tone. Again, the tone here was set very well too, with the action, draws you in right away, but there has not been like a big, and of course it's difficult because Predators do not have 80s music like in Guardians of the Galaxy. I get it, but still, they could have worked something in there, maybe, hopefully, and they did not. But it is what it is, and it didn't make it. It didn't make the movie a lot worse or anything. I just missed it somehow. Let's recap, folks, because everything else I would tell you would probably spoil some things for you. You are in for a wild ride, some epic scenes, some quick but fun character development, some obvious things that will happen throughout the movie, which will make you say, hey, I knew that. But that's okay. Again, big fights, reasonably cool characters. I was a bit afraid in the middle of the movie that it was drifting off into goofiness a bit too much, but because it started very serious and then it became very goofy when Elle Fanning's synthetic joined, because she's talking a lot and she has a very distinctive personality, but they did not go too far with this. So overall, it was fine. Is it the best movie of the year? Probably not. Is it a really enjoyable movie if you just want to go to the cinema, see a good sci-fi flick with a lot of action, with a little bit of a different approach, well done, good acting by all actors that are involved, which are not a lot, which is very minimalistic, but in general very cool. Some cool world building with a lot of cool creatures, a lot of interesting stuff you have not seen before in the Predator franchise, a lot of stuff you have already seen before in the Predator franchise and you came to love maybe. So all that is a good combination of what works. And in general, I think you will enjoy it if you are into that kind of stuff. If you go into this completely blank, without having seen anything else of the Predator or Alien franchise, you might still think it's an okay sci-fi movie, but you will probably not be as thrilled as if you have seen a little bit more of the older movies. Or some, at least. So yeah. Let me know in the comments if you have seen the movie already and what you think. If you have not seen the movie, then let me know what you think of my general first impression. Let me know as well if you want to hear a spoiler review. I have not done this before. I have done a couple of reviews now on the channel of movies, but all of them spoiler free. I will link to a review of Tron Ares and a review of Superman I've done before here, probably down here. And you can check out those as well if you liked the review. If you are looking forward to more movie reviews and other nerd stuff, which I do a lot of on the channel, then hit the subscribe button. Would be really, really nice. There is a review coming up of Running Man. And I really, really like the old Running Man with Schwarzenegger as well. So that one will be up on the channel probably even this week. So if you are into these kind of sci-fi movies, then yeah, hit the subscribe button. You might enjoy that one as well. 50 minutes, I think, almost 16. I think that's okay for now. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if you like the movie. And in the meanwhile, stay healthy, stay frosty. I talk to you next time. Thanks a lot for listening. Bye bye.